Race for the Roster, another new segment on our show where my friend Steven Caldwell has the weekly task of projecting Canada's 2026 World Cup roster. That's right, I said weekly task, including their starting 11 for the opening game. Now, let's look at the current projection that Steven has for us, the 26 for 26 that Steven is representing Canada next summer. Your looks to start the opening game: Jonathan David, Davies, Eustáquio, Bombito, Alistair Johnston, the Celtic man. The other 6 spots are open for competition. And let's get to the top headlines for the last week. Tajon Buchanan continues to shine. 3 goals and an assist in his last 2 starts for Canada. The Brampton, Ontario native has battled through injuries, we know, a turbulent club season in Europe, though that seems to have settled down somewhat. But he looks to be rounding back into form that made him a standout for Canada at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Now, the race for the midfield is heating up. CF Montreal's Nathan Saliba is starting to show that he could be a key piece for Jesse Marsh. Saliba has started 3 of the 4 games for Canada this month, and now has goals in back-to-back games. And the race to partner Jonathan David is heating up as well. Promise David continuing to prove that he can score when called upon. Promise David, 24 goals for his club this season, 2 goals in 2 appearances for Canada. So the performances of the 4 strikers vying for that unlocked spot up at Stevie's 11. Tani Oluwaseyi, very good against Honduras, struggles against Curacao. Daniel Jebison fails to make an impact in any of his opportunities as of yet. And then Cyle Larin, he started just 1 of Canada's 4 games this summer, failing to make an impact so far. As we bring Steven Caldwell in, our soccer analyst, you had Cyle projected to start for this team in 2022 next summer. At what point do you start thinking maybe I have to change that mindset a bit?
I would say if his form continues to be an issue, Jay, I would say if Cyle Larin is not getting any goals, he's got to start scoring some goals. I've got him there because of his experience, the fact that he can lead that line alongside Jonathan David. He's played at the highest levels. He's scored a number of crucial goals for Canada. And it's not just Cyle Larin's quality and history in a Canadian jersey. It's what are the incumbents? Who's going to step into the fold? What player is going to grab that jersey? Oluwaseyi's not done enough for me yet to suggest that he's there. Promise David scored goals at club level, and he's scoring goals early in his international career, but I don't know if he has the all-round game. And Daniel Jebison, for me, is a little bit off at the minute because of his inexperience. So I think it's more than just Larin being able to be the man to score goals and partner David. Who's going to grab the jersey off him is still an issue.
I want to go back to Promise David for just one second because he's been so intriguing, everything about it, off the pitch, personality. Of the 3 that are challenging Larin, could you see him being in the front-runner position right now?
I could, because he's had such a meteoric rise. Yeah. That's what I think is so important about Promise David, that he's someone who has really taken to Belgian football. He's won the league there. Yep. He's scored a lot of goals. He started his international career. He's got goals already, which is important. So he has this knack of scoring goals, which is one of the most vital things for a centre forward. Does he have the other parts to his game? That's what I want to see develop. His hold-up play, his link, his defensive plays, how he can be a good partner to Jonathan David or anyone else, how he can create space for wingers and then be in the right place at the right time. I think he's still a little raw in his overall game, but he's got an incredible knack of scoring goals, and I definitely could see him being Jonathan David's partner, but his game's got to develop a lot more.
We know Tajon Buchanan, that terrible injury at Copa last summer, and then from a club level perspective, it kind of fell apart for him. He struggles to get any meaningful minutes at Inter Milan. That's a massive club. It's a tough thing to do. He goes to Villarreal, and suddenly things start to turn around, and now he's Canada's best player pretty much on the pitch. Is it safe to say he is back in the form that you would hope he would be in?
He is. He's back in the form that I'd hope he'd be in international level. He's got to find that same form week in, week out at club level. So the big question that I've got, why he's not a lock, a lot of people are asking me, why is Tajon Buchanan not a lock yet? He's the best winger Canada have, but he has to play more at club level. So it's a big summer for him. Where is he going to end up? Is he going to leave Inter Milan, or is he going to get minutes there? So we'll keep an eye on that one. But he's confident again. He looks to be playing in an aggressive manner, which I like from him. and he's obviously got started his summer very well, but he's got some huge games to come for Canada. So in that place, I like where he's at, but I just think I want to see where he lands with the club and if he can be back to his best form week in, week out.
You wonder if Spain is a better fit for him than some of the other domestic leagues in Europe.
Well, I mean, Inter Milan's a good example. They played wing-backs under Inzaghi, so Tajon Buchanan was playing further back, so he wasn't in his best position. He's a winger for me. He needs to be forward. He needs to be on that last line. He needs to be making runs from the wider areas in towards the middle to score goals, to create goals. We didn't see that at Milan. He had serious competition there as well.
Sure, yeah.
So maybe going to a league like La Liga or a team like Villarreal or someone else who can allow him to play higher up and be at his best is going to be beneficial for him.
Okay, so saying all that, have you changed your projected 2026 squad from last week, Steven Caldwell?
No changes at the moment, Jay. I'm going to stick with what I've got.
Okay, this is fair. So far we're going to take that. And this is exciting because we're going to see some of these guys coming up on Tuesday night right here on TSN as Canada gets set to take on El Salvador at the Gold Cup. They are essentially into the quarters. They can lose by as many as 4 goals. They could still advance. A win would secure them first place in the group. What are you expecting after what would, I think, be consensus a disappointing performance against Curacao?
Yeah, I'm expecting a reaction. I'm expecting Canada to come out of the gates a little bit faster and play a bit more direct early. I thought they were a little too slow at the beginning of that game, and they allowed Curacao to build confidence. So I don't want to see that. I want to see Canada really dominate the game physically and on the football, and just keep El Salvador in a position where they can't get that momentum which Curacao got. So it's a big game, and I think Jesse Marsh has been flipping things around and giving everyone minutes. I think he's going to go back to somewhere near his strongest 11 as well.
And we might actually see Jesse.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Let's
see. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Jay.